What's going on? So, uh, right now it right now it is December 5th, 12:28 p.m. and I'm outside on the balcony at Biltmore. As you can see, the view is the new building's pretty much done. I'm in Tech Square, and at least this semester I've been around here a lot, like basically every single week, almost all days on campus. And I wanted to take some time today to reflect on how things have been going, how this semester has been going, and I guess my thoughts. But yeah, let me adjust this real quick. Okay, so I don't know if this is the best angle, but let me put this closer. Yeah, basically what's been happening so far. Okay, there's a lot of cars. Okay. I started off the semester, came straight from Stockholm, Sweden. I went on a solo trip and I got to school, started my junior year of back in August. And back then I had a couple goals. The first goal was to build an app. And at the time, which I'm still doing, is working on this journaling app called Still. So at the time, I wanted to get this app to $10,000 in revenue by the end of the year. And I had 4 months, right? I had 4 months to make it happen. Now we are on the final month, and we've made $100, which the money is not important. It's the least most important thing right now. But yeah, just recapping the things. So I wanted to make an app. I wanted to get in the best shape of my life, so I wanted to work out 6 times a week. I think that I did a lot of it in September, but not to the point where I was. September, October was when I was most consistent with my working out, and then it kind of just fell off from then. I wanted to get closer to God, so I wanted to go to church a lot. I did end up going to a couple Sunday churches, but then that also fell off after after the end of October. So I haven't gone for at least 5-6 weeks, which is not good. Besides that, a couple more things happened personally in my life. I met a girl. We spent a month and a half together, like a month-long situationship. Turned out to be one of the best things and worst things that happened to my life. She ended up leaving out of nowhere. I didn't understand. I still to this day don't understand what really happened. And the only thing I can do is to move on. But it's been really hard to move on, and it's also been affecting how I guess it kind of affected how this semester played out, which is pretty interesting to look back on. This person is no longer in my life though, which hurts, but it is what it is. I'm thinking about. I've been on the college campus now for about 2.5 years. 2.5 years of my life. I got into school August of 2023. Now it is December of 2025. So it's been 2 whole years of just being alive and being an actual adult on a college campus. And I think in these past 2 years, so much has changed. I got into college, I was in a long-distance relationship. I ended that long-distance relationship, and I was at the hardest point in my life, That relationship taught me a lot about true love, about unconditional caring, generosity, kindness, when it comes to, loving another person and communicating with another person. And it taught me compassion. And a lot of these, opened up my mind and my heart to be loved and feel loved. So that was good, but it ended up breaking me, and it ended up uh, putting me into one of the worst possible positions of my life, and I was at the lowest point at around like January, February of 2024. And then I started, I had this inner urge and desire in me. At the time, I was broken beyond repair, right? And I had this desire that I wanted to be like great. I wanted to improve myself, and that there was something out there calling my name, that calling me to fulfill something, to be something great. But at the time, nobody knew my name. At the time, I was nothing, right? And so I tried. I joined my school startup club. I met a lot of really cool people and mentors at the time. Vic was probably the first person to ever believe in me as a person, which forever grateful. Vic, he showed me a lot about the startup world and entrepreneurship and work ethic, and I'm super grateful that I was able to just be a freshman and him being a senior. At the time, it was amazing. This whole time, like in 2024, joined Startup Exchange. I buzzed my hair because I wanted to reset, and then I went to study abroad in China. And so I was working on this book summary startup. It didn't end up going anywhere really, but I spent the whole summer working on it, but there was no results, no users, because I didn't really know what I was doing, but I was just doing the classic research phase, and I got stuck in this cycle of just pretending that I'm actually building a startup, and in reality, I was just a very ambitious kid. I was studying abroad, traveling to different cities, and on the side, I was learning how to code, and I was learning how to build a startup, which, I was just probably the most motivated in my life I've ever been that summer, because I was coming off of a breakup. I was coming off being broken. I was a nobody, and I was really hungry, and I was fucking hungry to prove myself, to make something happen. And so I was waking up at 5 a.m. every single day in the morning in China for like 2 months straight, 1 month straight maybe, I don't know. I was lead coding. I was so like, I was grinding, bro. I was grinding. And so fall semester, my sophomore year, I fall into this degeneracy that I guess every college kid goes through, right? It's probably their freshman year, but for me it was my sophomore year. My freshman year, I didn't go to a single party. I only went to one, and that was right after my breakup. And so my sophomore year, I fell into a pretty dark place, not mentally, but like in life, because I was going out to parties every single week. I was drinking every single week. At the same time, I was trying hard in my classes. I was applying to over 600 internships, and I was pretty lost. I can't lie. And so, second semester of my sophomore year, and I can't believe that was this year. That was literally in January, February of this year. In February, I got my first ever software engineering internship offer at HPE. To me, that was almost 10 months ago, right? And to me, that was probably one of my happiest moments. Like, all my hard work in the past year has led me to like getting an offer finally. And I told my parents about it. They were happy, excited for me to actually get a job in this market. And what happened after I got the internship probably changed my whole life. And it's crazy to think that this all happened in this whole 2025, right? All of this happened in 2025. And so looking back, the growth that I've been through has just been insanely crazy. And I'm so grateful for it. That's why I needed to make this video, because I just wanted to document my journey. I got the internship in February. I went out of my comfort zone, and I booked a trip to San Francisco with my best friends. And I didn't know Safik at the time, which I'm now building my app with. And we all met. We lived in the Tenderloin, and we we basically just grinded and hustled and networked the whole entirety of spring break, met founders, met startups, etc. And that led me to like build so many connections, and that was the start of my Twitter brand as well. That was like, I guess, the start where I was able to open my eyes and see the world for what it really was. That was my first time in San Francisco, and my first time and I was just so inspired by all the energy and all the passion in the city. And that led me to working at a startup in Los Angeles, and I got flown out. I canceled my flight back to Atlanta. I went straight to Los Angeles for a week, and I was doing some work that, on paper it was pretty cool. I was just living my life, right? But I realized that I guess it didn't quite align with everything that I wanted in life or my values. So I went back to school. I finished up my last 3 weeks in April. And at the time, I talked to maybe 3-4 girls, and I'd gotten my heart broken in April off of someone that I've only been on 3 dates with. And I guess this year was also the year where I opened my heart up to, I finally got over my ex after a whole year of healing. And this year, I guess I tried finding that same love again, or I tried talking to girls and going on dates and stuff. And I guess throughout the whole year, I've just consistently been getting my heart broken, which I couldn't control. But now at the end of the year, I realized that I no longer want to put myself out there right now. I just need some time working on my purpose and chasing after my dreams. I think that's what I really want right now. But yeah, April, around mid-April, I get an offer to join a YC startup. And I'm guessing they believed in me because I had first had a connection with Matt, and I built, I guess, 2 side projects leading up. In the month of February and March, I built Skria, which is a writing assistant that would write in my writing style, like a post on Twitter and stuff like that, right? And I started posting on Twitter, it got attention, and I got an offer at a YC startup. I reneged my HP offer that I was going to be in Roseville, California. I reneged that. I was getting paid $35 an hour, and I joined this YC startup May 1st. Everything was so new. Everything was amazing. I was in San Francisco for the first time. I was getting paid to live there. And so I work, and 3 weeks in, I quit because I realized that it wasn't what I really signed up for. I was putting in more hours than I wanted to on an idea that it wasn't mine, and I wasn't too passionate about that space, and I wasn't too passionate about the people. And so I left. I quit. And for 2 weeks, I applied to hundreds of sweet internships. I got one finally. I didn't take it. I joined a startup, and I quit that startup. And I'm here in the middle of San Francisco, 3 weeks into the summer, and I had nobody. The only people I had were my roommates, and I was unemployed. I was jobless for 2 weeks, and I was just traveling. I was going to events. I was figuring out things by myself. And what I came up with, I ended up luckily getting an offer at another startup. I worked hard, and they believed in me as a person. I had connections at the startup, and so they gave me the offer as one of their first interns. And I saw the company grow from 20 people to 40 people. And so in the beginning of June, I started working here. In the summer, I was just going to events, I was partying, I was working at the startup, and everything in between. I met so many cool people. Middle to late July, I started working on my app, which I'm working on now. And at the end of July, summer's ending, the internship is ending, and I realize there's just something in my heart that feels off. It feels like I don't belong in the startup. I don't belong in this ecosystem. And for some reason, these were all B2B startups, and I realized that I wanted to try consumer. I wanted to work on consumer and build an app for myself and really take that risk. At the time, over the summer, I didn't yet have that conviction in myself to work on something myself. I didn't have that I wasn't, confident in myself yet to go all in on something, to work on my own app and take that risk and forget about everything else and burn the bridges, right? Like, I wanted to get experience at a startup to really know what it was like, and now that I know what it's like working at a startup, I don't think I really ever want to go back to something like Terraform or Athena, where it's just like grind, working on a business-to-business software that has no relations to me, doesn't make me feel a certain way. I don't feel great working on like software that doesn't make people better. It's making businesses better, but it doesn't make people better. And so what I realized, I ended the summer, I took a week-long solo trip to Stockholm, Sweden. I met my uncle and his wife for the first time, being an adult. I filmed a lot, and I realized that the path that I wanted to go down was to finally take that risk and work on my own thing. And it wasn't going to be easy. I started like August 18th or something, my junior year, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy transitioning into someone that was like working on my own thing. It wasn't easy giving up a lot of my time to work on something, and not like this semester I haven't applied to a single job purely because I believed so much in what I was working on and like the vision that I have for the world. And so mid-October, I end this month-long situationship with the girl. And throughout that time, in September, I was just so engulfed in this person. I was so engulfed in this relationship that I was building with her that I completely forgot about the app. I completely forgot about my purpose. And I was just distracted by limerence. Like, I was infatuated by her presence. And I guess I have all these dream characteristics of this woman that will come into my life where I finally will stop being lonely. I finally will have someone to talk to, and I finally will have someone that can support me and care for me and love me the way that I never really was able to be loved growing up. And I guess this comes and stems from emotional trauma growing up and being bullied and all this. And I realized with all the girls that I've like been in situationships with, been on dates with this year, it's like I'm no longer in search of someone. I'm no longer going to be on Hinge or dating apps and finding someone to magically appear in my life. I'm really just going to focus on myself and focus on my purpose. And my purpose right now is to make the software. My purpose right now is to make an app. My purpose right now is to scale it and see my first success. First 10K a month, first 100K a month. And when the time comes, whenever that is, like whenever God wills a girl to come in, I'll accept that. And when that person comes, and I'm no longer in search, but when it comes, I will welcome it with open arms. And it will be, I'm just not saying like necessarily I will be ready, but it's going to be the right person because it's going to be at a time when it feels right and that isn't forced and that maybe I at least expect it. I don't know. But damn, 18 minutes in this video. I'm just like speaking things from the heart because there's so much that I've been feeling and I've been going through. And so I think middle of October, that's when life really started amping up. I was halfway through the semester here and I flew to from the middle of October to now, it's just been non-stop. Like I felt so much pain from this girl because she left me. And so I was running away from this pain because it was unbearable, and it still is, right? I was running away from this pain, and every single weekend, the first week I flew to San Francisco. The second week was my birthday, turned 21. The third week I flew back to San Francisco because we got all expenses paid. Me and my co-founder, we got our flights paid for. And then the fourth week I flew to Chicago, which we also got paid for because I was it was for a squash, right? It was for a varsity team athlete. And the fifth week, I was just at home and then in college, right? And then the sixth week, I spent Thanksgiving break. And here I am now. In those past 6 weeks, since everything happened, right, in mid-October, I went viral on the internet. I went viral on Twitter. I grew to 5,000 followers. I got like over 1.5 million views. I got over 1,000 downloads on my app. I made $100 on my app, which money is, as again, it's not important right now. What's more important is that I've been going after the things that I wanted to, and sometimes I have been depriving myself of the happiness in my life and joy in my life because I feel like I don't deserve it and that I'm a failure and that I haven't really seen that success and I haven't seen that first 10K a month. I haven't seen that, 10,000 users, 10,000 downloads. So I've been depriving myself of the happiness and I've been, just slowly isolating myself away from everyone in my life because when I lost this person in my life a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, it truly broke me to the point, it changed me to the point where the only thing I really wanted was, the only thing I could have and could want was to achieve all my dreams, was to become a millionaire, was to build a really successful company, was to be insanely great, that the greatness would be louder than the pain that I was feeling. The greatness would numb out the pain that I was feeling. And that was the only way I could feel better, was to be the greatest of all time. And it's crazy because I've just been there's so much been going on, right? I've had all these metrics. On paper, it seems like it's been doing good, but it really hasn't. The app is not at a place where I want it to be. And at one point, on one side, I'm proud of everything that I've accomplished, but on the other side, there's so much more to do, right? I started from nothing, and it all started in July. After my internship, I had this idea for a voice journaling app, and so I started working on it. I got one of my really good friends over the summer. He got me into working out, and he taught me how to code in Swift. And so it all started then. I had no idea how to build an app. I've never built an app before in my life. And so this whole process, I was learning how to build onboarding, how to design an app, how to really build something that people would want. And this whole process, I've built an app from the ground up to 1,000 downloads, hundreds of users. I've actually made profit off this app. And most recently, we got an YC interview. And we haven't heard back from whether we got accepted or rejected, so that's still something, right? And a silly app that I made over the summer that I had an idea for, a silly app that I started working on this semester, got a YC interview, all because I started aligning myself with my purpose, all because I started working after and going after relentlessly the things in my mind that I really wanted to go after, right? And so there's less than 1 month left in the year. I have around 30 days of winter break to really make something happen before I have to go back to school, right? And so there's a lot of things on the pipeline that I'm super excited for. But one thought, raw reality thought that I've had is that the more that I chase after and go after this path of entrepreneurship, this path of creating my own story in this world, of building my own app, my own business, my own brand, it's been probably the most isolating period of my life. I'm going down a path, and the reason why I'm going down this path is to really create a world where I want to live in, a world where I believe the world needs, right? I want to create a space for people to be mindful, to really understand themselves, because a lot of people are lost in this world. They don't really understand their purpose. People want a sense of belonging. People want purpose. People want companionship. People want closeness. And so this brand that I'm building, this lifestyle brand that I'm building, it starts with an app, and it's all about how do I create things that help people feel like themselves? How do I create things that help people be more mindful, be more purposeful driven, be better humans, be more compassionate? How do I help people learn to love? How do I help people find love, right? And it starts with a journaling app where people can spill their deepest thoughts. And it helps you achieve a certain goal. It helps you understand your deepest desires. It helps you heal from your past. That's the point of this journaling app that I'm working on right now. But as I'm going through this path, I want to create financial security. I want to create generational wealth for my loved ones, my future girlfriend, my future wife, my future kids, and my mom, my dad, my sister, my uncle. My grandma, right? Most importantly, I want to have enough money to visit my grandma in China, which I can't visit her right now because I have to work so hard on this business, and she's growing older and older every single day. My parents are growing older and older every single day. They want me to take the safe path. They want me to go corporate. They want me to get a normal job, get easy money, and work on my side project on the side, right? But the way my mind works, I can't imagine a world where I'm doing that. The only world I imagine is me working on this full time, me working on what I really love, and that's creating a mindful world, a world where anyone can become who they want, a world where anyone is supported, a world for the misfits and the ambitious, where they can just be together. A beautiful world. That's a beautiful experiences. I'm crafting beautiful experiences for beautiful people in a beautiful world. That is, in sum, what I'm trying to do. And I realized that, like, the past couple of weeks, I realized I can't achieve what I want to achieve, like taking the path that everyone else has gone. I can't achieve what I want to achieve by going down a path, by going down the path everyone has gone down. And I have to go down a path that no one else has gone down to achieve things that nobody else has achieved. And my parents are going to give me advice, friends are going to give me advice, but I ultimately have to go with my gut. And I realize this is what I truly want. This is my life's purpose right now. At least for right now. Like, I believe that life's purpose changes, evolves. It doesn't change, but it grows and it evolves as you grow as a person. And so what I want right now is to build the best mindfulness app in the world. And as I'm doing this, like, my strain with my parents is getting worse and worse because they don't believe in what I'm building. They don't believe in the world that I'm trying to do. They don't believe in the content that I'm making. They don't believe in me. And the only believers that I have are my closest friends, like 3-4 people that I keep close with me. And with the girl that I had, like, I trusted her, and like I thought that she would also be someone that I keep close. And when she left and she broke something in me, like, I realized I'm going down this path, and I had an epiphany the other day on Tuesday, which was like 3 days ago. It's like, life has been so lonely. I've been pushing away people. I've been neglecting relationships with people. I lost a girl that I really loved. My relationship with my family is strained, and I haven't been able to spend a lot of time with my friends. I haven't been able to go to club events on college. I haven't been able to go to like student org events and see people and just have fun, like the normal college experience. I've just been so engulfed in building an app and succeeding that I've kind of forgot the whole plot. Like, I've kind of forgot that the whole reason I'm building an app is to facilitate beautiful human experiences, to facilitate beautiful memories for beautiful people in a beautiful world. And I've been like, my two values that I operate around is fulfillment in my purpose, alignment, right? Fulfillment in life, and unconditional love in relationships, in the people around me, romantically and platonically. And I realized that I've been depriving myself of both fulfillment and love as I've been chasing this goal of being successful and making my first $1 million, right? And so I really have to think to myself right now. It's December 5th. I have to sit down and really process what's been going on. The path has been lonely. The path has not been easy. There's times when I just doubt myself that, like, what the fuck am I actually doing? Like, I'm not making any money. I'm not getting any users. This path seems so impossible to go down. And I just think about, what is the alternative that I do? Is the alternative that I quit this app, I work on it a couple hours a week, and the main focus would be to applying to jobs, lead coding, getting a job, and ultimately realizing, like, I know that I won't even take the job if I get it. Because the only thing I want is to make this happen, and I realize that there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, and I have to just push through. I have to keep my head up. Yesterday was particularly one of the most hardest days emotionally that I've been through in the past month and a half. And it's because all the pain that I've been keeping inside me, all the pain that I've been running away from, it's come out. And it came out all of a sudden, and it was so dramatic, it was so heavy, and it was so unbearable that I couldn't do anything really. Like it was a lot, but I got through it, and I made it to the next day. I made it to today, which, I'm feeling better now, and that's why I'm making this video. Like, moving forward, there's a couple things that I'm looking forward to. So this next month is going to be the hardest period of my entire life because of how hard I want to work, how hard I want to win. And to win, I mean to get my first 5,000 users, to get my first traction and hit PMF and see what I'm actually working for, like see the results and the vision. Like, I know that people want a journaling app. I know that people want this product, and the product isn't there right now, and I want to work for it. I want to build the product. I want to distribute, market on TikTok, Instagram. That's all I'm going to be doing for 12 hours straight, every single day for the next 30 days. I'm going to document it. I'm going to post on Twitter. I'm going to make content every single day, documenting videos like this, short videos, 1-minute recaps, post on Twitter, post on Instagram, post on TikTok, founder-led content. Hey, I'm building an app for people who really want to understand themselves, who feel lost, who want a sense of belonging, who want to get over a breakup, who have these desires they want answers to. Like, you just talk to this app. It helps you like realize who you are. It helps you understand your thoughts, understand who you are. It gives you analysis, and it gives you notifications, to-do items, to really get your life back on track. And the whole aspect is not even just a journaling, but it's a companion where you can talk to. And it lives in your pocket. And it's getting people to use it is hard, but I believe in this day and age, nothing is impossible. If I can crack distribution, if I can understand deeply how virality works, and I need to reach out to a lot of people. I need to get on calls with virality gurus and really understand this game, really understand this art, because if I really want to win, I need to be obsessed. I need to be reaching out. I need to be making content. I need to be building features, and I need to be communicating with my team, my co-founder, and doing all this shit just to get a single win, bro. Just all this to get like an insignificant win at the end of the day, but all these things will add up to a greater purpose. I'm telling you, like, that's the next plan for the 30 days, and if I can actually execute this and show up for 30 days straight, something is bound to happen in those 30 days. I might get a viral video, 1 million views. I might make like $10,000, $20,000 off of something that I'm cooking up. And if so, like, that is my sign. If something happens, that is my sign to take a gap where I can sustain myself for like 3-4 months and use that 3-4 months to fucking grind, whether it's in Bali, whether it's in San Francisco, whether it's wherever it's in the world, like, just fucking grind for 4 months straight for like a whole year, right? I just need, like, the next year, it will be insane. The next year will be one of the craziest years of my life. I know this year has been the craziest year, but the next year will be even crazier. I'll grow more, I'll live more, and looking forward, like, by the time I turn 22, like, the life that I want to live, it's pretty straightforward. I don't want a too fancy life. I don't want everyone, like, I don't want to be famous. Like, if I were to think a certain scene in my life, I'm living in Bali. I'm 25% Indonesian, by the way, so I do want to visit Bali. I do want to visit Japan, South Korea, Thailand. These are some places that I want to go to. Lisbon. Going to go back to Stockholm. So I want to travel a bit, make some money, travel, make content about documenting the scenes of, like, building an app, building a lifestyle wellness brand. But anyways, like, I'm in Bali. I'm walking my little puppy on the street with a beautiful, unconditionally loving girlfriend that supports me, that I support her, and we've been growing together, And that is my life. In front of me is an ocean, beautiful scenery, a jungle, a mountain, whatever it is, and I'm just, like, the happiest I've ever been. I'm financially stable. I have a puppy, I have a girl, and it's not like I depend on these things to give me happiness. I myself can give myself happiness, but these things have just, like, it's a byproduct, it's a result of everything in my life. And I think it's just a beautiful scene that I guess it's my North Star as to like my dream life. But I don't necessarily have a dream life right now. I just want to work on this really. I need to find reasons every single day to keep me alive, to keep me going. Um, Still is just the first step in a long journey of this world that I'm building. This world that I'm building for people and for the people around me in this world and in my community. What I ultimately want to build is called G0, and it stands for Ground Zero. It's like anyone can restart anytime in their life. Anyone can become whoever they want, no matter how depressed you are, no matter your life situation. Like I started in January of 2024 in the worst period of my life, rock bottom, and I got to where I am now. And that's because like G0 is accumulation of my thoughts, my values, my beliefs, my experiences, and I want to create this world. G0, the first step is software, and it'll expand to in-person retreats, wellness spaces, saunas, yoga sessions, right? It'll expand to coffee shops. One day I want to run my own coffee shop. It'll expand to maybe I make my own coconut water brand because I love coconut water. And it expands to like YouTube content, Instagram content, like Daniel Dalen type, documenting founder-led, right? Documenting the scenes behind building an app, behind building a lifestyle wellness brand at 21 years old. I believe that this is what the world needs. And I believe that this is going to change the world and ultimately change my life. I just want to chase this, and at the center of it is God. At the center of it is my faith in and trust in Him to really help me and guide me as I go along this journey that no one else has gone through. And I'm happy. I'm grateful for everything in my life. There's a lot of things that I did not talk about. I've just been yapping for the past 36 minutes, which is crazy. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. But yeah, like a couple more goals that I want in my life is like I want to one day become a fitness and fatness. I want to one day become a fitness and fashion model, because like growing up I had no self-worth, and I didn't realize my self-worth until meeting my first love. And now like I know that I'm pretty good looking, I'm tall, I have a good body, and I want to like prove myself. I want to be an influence. I want to be an inspiration to people, right? And show that anyone can do anything they put their mind to. So like maybe when I'm 22 years old, I'll be opening up a coffee shop, running it somewhere in the world, maybe with my co-founder, my best friend, and maybe with my wife and my girlfriend. I have a puppy, and on the side I do modeling gigs. Like maybe that's like the life I live. Like I don't necessarily see myself being too technical, being an engineer for the rest of my life, doing AI, ML, all this shit. Like whatever it is, like it will come. I just have to trust in God and trust in the process. Today's my last day on campus. Tomorrow I fly out back to home, and that's when the real journey starts. And I wanted to sit down to really just reflect on every single thing that I've been holding inside my heart. This area it's just probably been the most. All my classes are in that building right now across the street. I haven't really been to campus too much, which is crazy because this semester's flew by like crazy. And I haven't been to campus too much. I haven't been to the CRC, which is our school's gym. I haven't been to a lot of places too much. I tried running. It's getting really, really cold out here, so I don't know how long I'll be like staying here, but and yeah, I guess some of my favorite memories. That's gonna take a while for me to like really journal about my favorite memories. I guess this semester, there's a lot of favorite memories that I have. Maybe I'll save that for another video. Off the top of my head, like just all the memories that I had, all the hangouts I had with the Hacker House people, like moving into Georgia Tech's first ever Hacker House. That's been an exciting part of my journey that I'm forever grateful for. hanging out with Stafik, Pranav, Sean, Eddie, like going to district, going to San Francisco, celebrating my birthday for sure. All the times we play basketball, pool. It's been great. Like it's been great. Even the summer, it's amazing. I do want to make a trip out to New York City this month. So stay tuned. I'm gonna be going there probably middle of December. I need to take a visit for sure to see if I like it or not. Stay there for a couple days. And yeah, I need to call all the distribution founders, Viral App, get on calls with customers. Like, I gotta be fucking going on this shit because every day I need to wake up motivated, and I can't be down. I can't be like questioning myself that this is the right path. Like, this is the right path. This is the path for me. It's too far to turn back, and this is it. This is my life. This is my life. This is my life, guys. Okay. And yeah, I'm just really grateful. I might make a list of everything that I'm grateful for, all my favorite memories this semester. But that's like for something else. Yeah, this is a quick brain dump. Appreciate you all. I mean, I'm just happy that I was able to talk for 40 minutes straight, which is crazy, right? And I'm like cold as fuck. It's like, I don't even know what the fucking weather is, but dude, it's 48 degrees, but it feels like I don't even know. But yeah, that's it. Catch you guys soon. Peace.